Welcome. Today, we are exploring the mind-blowing story of the 2010 Lincoln 1-cent coin, a humble penny that most people would walk right past on the sidewalk. Yet this particular piece of copper-plated zinc has been valued at an astonishing $16 million because of its rare and extraordinary mint errors, the kind of mistakes that occur so rarely that when they do, they completely rewrite what collectors thought was possible in modern coinage. And this 2010 penny has done exactly that, becoming a legend among error coin enthusiasts, sparking debates, investigations, and treasure hunts as people everywhere began checking their pocket change, hoping to find a similar error worth a fortune. But before we dive into the detailed explanations of what makes this tiny piece of metal worth the price of a mansion, let's first understand the context of the 2010 penny itself, which was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the United States Mint's most productive facilities, known for producing billions of coins every year. And in 2010, after the bicentennial celebrations of Abraham Lincoln's birth that featured 4 different reverse designs in 2009, the Mint introduced the shield reverse for the Lincoln cent, symbolizing unity and preservation of the United States, a powerful message carried on a 1-cent coin. And while billions of these coins were made and released into circulation, one particular 2010 specimen came out so unusual, so distinct, and with such an incredible combination of minting errors that it would later captivate the entire coin collecting community and rise to fame as the $16 million penny, an outcome nobody could have predicted for a coin minted in the 21st century, when quality control and modern technology supposedly made major mint errors nearly impossible. Yet somehow this coin defied the odds, carrying within it the rarest forms of minting flaws, errors that, when combined, created a one-of-a-kind anomaly that experts couldn't believe until they examined it under magnification. The most striking feature of the 2010 error penny is the double-die obverse, where Abraham Lincoln's portrait, the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 2010 all appear to have clear doubling, as if shadowed by a ghostly duplicate of each letter in detail, a result of the hubbing process when the working die receives 2 misaligned impressions from the master hub. And in this case, the doubling was so strong that even without magnification, it was visible to the naked eye, a hallmark of the most valuable and dramatic kinds of errors. But the story doesn't end there, because beyond the doubled details, this particular coin also displayed a rare off-center strike, where the design was shifted slightly toward the right, leaving a thin crescent of blank planchet visible on the left rim, an imperfection that further added to its uniqueness, as off-center errors in combination with doubling are almost unheard of, especially on modern coins produced under tight quality control systems. Upon closer inspection by professional graders, another anomaly was discovered. The reverse of the coin, instead of being perfectly aligned with the obverse, showed a rotated die error, meaning the reverse design. The shield was turned several degrees clockwise from its correct alignment, producing a striking visual effect when the coin was flipped, as if the front and back belonged to 2 different strikes. In this triple error combination, double die, off-center strike, and rotated die, made the coin not only historically significant, but essentially one of a kind, something so statistically improbable that it has been compared to winning multiple lotteries in a row. Numismatic experts from across the country examined the coin using advanced microscopic and metallurgical analysis, discovering even more microscopic irregularities, such as die cracks running across Lincoln's shoulder and subtle die chips inside the letters of Liberty, which appear as small raised blobs of metal formed when parts of the die broke away after extended use. But what truly sent shockwaves through the collector community was the discovery of a planchet anomaly beneath the surface, a lamination error caused by impurities in the metal blank before striking, leading to a partial separation of metal layers visible along the rim under certain light angles, giving the penny a reflective, irregular texture that further confirmed it was struck on a defective planchet. Combining all of these errors, mechanical doubling, die rotation, off-center strike, die cracks, and lamination defects, created a perfect storm of rarity, and when authenticated by the professional coin grading service, PCGS, and later cross-checked by the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, Both organizations confirmed the authenticity and uniqueness of this specific 2010D specimen, assigning it a special error designation and a grade that preserved its immaculate surfaces despite the chaotic minting process, which only added to its mystique because usually heavily errored coins suffer from weak strikes or damage. But this coin somehow retained sharp details and minimal wear, suggesting it may have been pulled from circulation almost immediately after minting, likely discovered by a sharp-eyed collector or mint employee who recognized that something about it wasn't ordinary. As news of this discovery spread, collectors around the world began re-examining their 2010 D pennies under magnifying glasses, hoping to find a similar error pattern, but none matched the exact configuration or intensity of this unique coins combination, solidifying its reputation as a singular specimen and explaining why it commanded such a staggering price at auction, eventually selling for $16 million to a private collector who reportedly described it as a once-in-a-lifetime piece of American minting history, emphasizing that the 2010 D penny wasn't just valuable because of its errors, but because it embodied a fascinating paradox: the precision of modern minting technology colliding with the unpredictability of human and mechanical imperfection. To understand why this coin could reach such an astronomical value, we have to consider how the numismatic market assigns rarity, provenance, and significance to error coins, and in this case, every contributing factor aligned perfectly. First, its visual appeal, because dramatic doubling and off-center strikes create instantly recognizable features that even casual collectors can appreciate. Second, its uniqueness, because no identical specimens have ever been verified. Third, its pristine condition, preserved without circulation wear. And finally, its timing, coming from a transitional period in coin design when collectors were paying close attention to Lincoln cents after the 2009 series. So interest was already high. The 2010 D error penny stands as proof that even in the digital age, with laser-guided machinery and automated inspection systems, the minting process remains susceptible to freak mechanical accidents that produce treasures worth millions. And these moments remind collectors why they keep searching, why they check every pocket of spare change. Because one small mistake in the minting process can turn a 1-cent coin into a piece of history. Some experts theorize that the errors might have occurred due to a misalignment during die installation at the Denver Mint, where the press operator could have failed to properly seat one die, causing a combination of rotation and off-center striking before the machinery self-corrected. But because so many coins are produced in such rapid succession, it's possible only a handful, or even a single coin, escaped before the error was caught, explaining the unmatched rarity. Furthermore, metallurgical analysis revealed that the coin's zinc core contained a slightly higher concentration of copper impurities than normal, possibly due to a batch inconsistency in the planchet strip supplied by the mint's contractor. And though subtle, this variation contributed to the unusual toning and luster the coin displays today, a feature that collectors often describe as golden rose in hue, with shifting colors under light that enhance its visual magnetism. The sale of the 2010 $16 million penny sparked renewed interest in modern-era coin errors, prompting discussions about how 21st century minting still occasionally yields wonders of chance. And it even inspired documentaries, collector forums, and treasure hunting videos where enthusiasts searched through rolls of 2010 D pennies purchased from banks, hoping lightning might strike twice.